All right, boys. So this is how I landed my first $500 a month client within 24 hours. I'm going to show you exactly what I did so you can do the same. Now, I know some of you might be thinking $500, that's not anything, blah, blah, blah. And yes, I understand it's not that much money. In the beginning, I was selling a Facebook ad service, so it's definitely not that much money for running Facebook ads. But, in the beginning, when I didn't have any money, an extra $500 a month meant quite a lot to me. And if you're in that position, maybe you're just starting out, maybe you're trying to sign your first client, then maybe you feel the same. If you're doing, $10K a month plus and $500 doesn't mean that much to you, then obviously just don't watch the video. So anyway, this is going back a few years now. So this was towards the end of 2019. It was actually around this time in 2019. So August, September. In 2019, I just quit my last full-time job to go and start my marketing agency. And, I didn't know how to get clients, so I followed all the usual advice. I think I bought maybe some low-ticket courses. I know back then I had access to Ty Lopez's course. And I basically did what everyone told you to do outreach, right? So I did cold email, cold DMs. I did it very badly, but that's what I was doing for a few months. Then after a few months of having no luck, I was like, right, I need a mentor. I need a coach. So I invested in this coaching program. I think it was like $6,000, something like that. And I think at the time I had maybe $7-8 to my name. So it took most of my money. And basically joined the course. And it was not what I was expecting. They basically was teaching you how to cold call people from LinkedIn. So I can't remember exactly how you did it because I didn't really do it. But you connected with them on LinkedIn, and then basically you either found their number or you asked for their number within the first few messages, and then you just cold call them. Basically my idea of hell. I'm a massive introvert. I don't friggin' like speaking to people over the phone. So building a business based on cold call I just knew it wasn't something that I wanted to do. So I didn't do that. But even though the course wasn't, or the program wasn't good for me, there was one module that actually helped a lot and actually set me on, a good trajectory. Now, some of you are you're going to have an instant reaction when I say this word, and you're going to be like, oh no, that's bullshit, or it's crap, or it doesn't work. But just bear with me because I'm going to explain. There was a module on Upwork and how to get clients on Upwork. Now, Upwork is typically for freelancers. It's I think a lot of people look at it and think, oh, that's where you hire low-skilled people to pay them not that much money. So you as an agency owner looking to get clients and charge people, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, you're not going to get clients from Upwork. But that's actually wrong. I actually started my agency journey on Upwork. And once I watched that module inside the program, I created a profile. And within the first day, I had landed basically a media buyer job. I think he responded to me and did we get on a call? I think we got on a call within the first 24 hours, or maybe, within 24 hours of basically getting on Upwork and applying for that job. We got on a call, and then within the week, he hired me, and I was a media buyer for him. He was an e-commerce business owner. He's called Ben. I think I still even have him on Instagram and stuff. I think he ran a company called Golden Rule. It was a woman's jewelry brand. Anyway, landed that within the first 24 hours. And for me, that was unbelievable. I'd spent 1 to 2 months full time pretty much outreaching. And obviously that means I sucked at outreach, and I did. I was doing it terribly. But in the beginning, I honestly didn't know any better. So I just did that for 1 to 2 months, and I was worried because I just quit my job, didn't have much money, and I had no income coming in. So I was like, shit, what am I going to do? Watched the module on Upwork, created a profile, applied for some jobs. And within the first 24 hours, I got one. Now, he paid me $20 an hour. So this was an hourly rate, which again is not something I recommend, and it's not maybe something you want to do. But I was managing his ads full time. We were spending a lot of money. I think around Black Friday that year, we spent about $200,000. So it was taking me a lot of time to manage the ads, and it was my first client running ads. So it took me longer than it probably would take me now to manage all the ads. So he was paying me anywhere between $500 to $750. I don't know if he ever paid me up to $1,000 a month, but it was around that $500 to $750 a month to manage his ads, which, for him was a good deal. And for me, honestly, it was not what I wanted, but it was decent considering my income at that time was literally zero. So I'm going to actually show you my Upwork account in a second here and show you kind of like how I applied and got these jobs. So I don't know about you, but like, again, $500 isn't going to completely change your life. But if you're just looking for that first client, looking for a bit of experience, then I actually would highly recommend Upwork. Because for me at that time, I was getting paid less than $2,000 a month from my job that I just quit. So if I just had like 3 or 4 of these clients, I would have replaced my full-time income. So yes, it's not going to make me rich. It's not going to give me the freedom. And I definitely wouldn't obviously work with that deal now. But back then, like I was desperate and I just wanted some income coming in. So for me, it was perfect. And I was able to set that up and do that within 24 hours without outreach, without sales calls. Obviously, I did speak to him on the phone, but again, it was more like just chatting about, hey, I need your help. And I just explained my experience and it was very, very easy. So if you want like a super easy and quick way to sign your client and you just want some income coming in, or maybe you just want some experience in that skill or that service, then Upwork is the way. So I'm going to show you now on my screen the old Upwork profile. Well, actually, no, first I'm going to show you like how easy it is to find these jobs. So you just basically search for some keywords and it basically produces all of these results around what you're looking for. So I've searched Facebook ads here and you can do a lot more detailed, but I'm just giving you like a general overview. And you can see here, like, this is like API. So maybe it's not looking for a Facebook ad setup, but you can see here, digital advertising specialist, 3 minutes ago, this was posted. Media buyer for e-commerce, it's probably in a different language maybe. So go down here. Media buyer, expert in Facebook and TikTok ads for e-com. And you can see here, like not all of them are perfect because Facebook ads is a very general term. Lead generation, Facebook expert, remodeling company. You can see within an hour, we've got like 5 or 6 jobs. And basically what I used to do back then, at the start of each day, I would spend an hour searching for different keywords and just finding all of the latest jobs. And then I would spend maybe another 30 minutes applying to them. And then I would get on with my client work for the day. And then later on in the day, I would check to see if I've got any responses. But basically all you do is just go here, you find a job that's been posted by a company, and then you can just click on it and you can apply to it. And you basically just write a little proposal to them, and then you wait for them to respond to you. My recommendation, again, I don't know if it's changed. I've not used this for a long time, but I used to always like filter on some stuff. So payment verified. So I just make sure that the business that was going to pay me was basically their payment was verified. So it just made it a bit more legit so you don't get screwed over. And I used to type Facebook ads, but I also used to type media buyer as well. Because if someone's posting for a media buyer, typically if they're using that term, they're a bit more sophisticated and a bit more of an established company, and they might know a little bit more what they're talking about, and therefore they're more likely to pay you a little bit more. So I used to just search. Back then I was doing a Facebook ad service, I would do anything, funnel building, email copywriting. So I used to just search all of these terms: media buyer, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, funnel builder, click funnels, email copywriting, all of it, right? And you can just see, again, media buyer, it's a bit more niche, so there's a bit less jobs, right? But it's still within the last 24 hours. There are so many jobs here that are looking for someone just for Facebook ads, right? It's pretty fucking nuts. And for the first like 6+ months, once I've discovered this, right, I knew what Upwork was, but I didn't realize you could get like decent clients from it. For the first 6+ months, all I did was just do this. For about an hour every day, every morning, it was the first thing that I did when I logged on, was I would just find all the jobs and I'd spend, again, 30 minutes applying to them, and then I'd get on with the rest of my day. And I built a business that would pay me anywhere between like I think maybe 1 month I did like 12K. I can't remember honestly off the top of my head. It wasn't like amazing, like fucking fuck you money, you know. It wasn't making me completely rich, but it made me more than my previous full-time job consistently for like 6+ months. And I still used it now and again, but you know, after like 6+ months, I started working with some bigger people. I got referrals. And anyway, so like, it's not like a full, like, you're not going to build, most people aren't going to build like a 10-year business off just applying to jobs on Upwork. But if you want your first 1 to 5 clients and you want to make your first 1 to 2K as an agency owner, then doing this is is the way for me personally. Like if you just want a super easy, quick way. So if we look at I'm going to go to like some older messages here. I don't know if Upwork deletes old messages. This is a message from 2020, so we're still using it. This was like 8+ months since I started. And I think actually I had an older account, but because I didn't actually, and I'll explain this in a second, I didn't get paid on Upwork. I actually made people like either pay a Stripe invoice or PayPal me. I remember I talked about PayPal in the chat to one of the potential clients, and basically Upwork banned my profile because obviously they don't want you getting paid outside of Upwork because they don't get paid their commission. So that's just a note. Only talk about alternative payment methods when you're on the phone, not actually in the Upwork chat. So maybe this is just like a newer profile, but obviously I can't really show you any conversations. It doesn't look like older than May 2020. But this is basically like how I would apply for a job. And it's not perfect. It's not great. But the good thing about Upwork is that the competition is so there's a lot of it, but it's so poor. Like if you can just show you're a little bit competent, then you will stand out. Like there wasn't many people that I got on the phone with that didn't hire me from Upwork. And I did it for like 6+ months. Now, getting people on the phone is sometimes a challenge because some people come to Upwork and they are looking for really cheap people to work with, right? And if they see I'm from the UK, they're probably going to automatically assume that I'm going to charge them like, $1,000+ per month. So they might not interview me. So that was probably the challenge for me getting them on the phone. But, like I said, I built a $5K a month plus agency/freelancer business within 6 months. And I just found it very easy to get clients. Now, again, it wasn't long term, but this is the type of thing. Like I would see someone who would put a job up and I would basically put like, this would be my headline. Because when they look at people who's applied for the job, it'll populate in their profile a little bit like this, where they'll only see the first line. So like what you don't want to do in your first line is be like, hey, I thank you so much for posting, or like, hey, I'm applying for your job, blah, 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 right? These people for Facebook ads will get hundreds of people apply. So you want to make sure that you stand out. So I used to just my funnels have done 7+ figures in info product sales. Because at the time I had before I quit my job was as a marketer. So I helped that guy make millions of dollars with my funnels and my ads. So, that's why I put that as my headline. And it was basically just like, this was also in May 2020. So at this point I'd been working with different clients for like 6+ months. So I didn't have this much social proof as when I started. When I started, I only had like one case study, which was my old employer. So, don't think that to start and get your first client, you need to have worked with and done stuff like this because it's definitely not the case. But basically, like in my proposal, I don't really talk too much. I basically just say, hey, this is what I've been doing. And these are the results I've got. Here's some case studies. My experiences is in X, Y, and Z, and I would tailor this. So this person was looking for funnel expert needed for team strategy and funnel building and execution. So I didn't really talk about ads here because they weren't really looking for someone with ads. So I have extensive experience in scaling brands through my funnels. I can help you with the strategy. I'll write all the copy and build the full funnel. Look forward to hearing from you, Sam. If you would like to know the stories behind these successes, and I would love a further chat to see how I can help your business. So, it's probably pretty poor, right? But it worked for me, right? And again, the competition is so low. They'll get people applying for the job who haven't even read the description, and they'll be talking about irrelevant stuff, and it'll just be like super corporate-y, like just stiff. I just went in with like, hey, these are my results. If you want to chat about it, see how I can help you, then love to chat to you, right? And that'd be pretty much it. And you can see this person did reply, and I actually chatted to them. I don't think I ever worked with them as a client, but you can see that I chatted with them and they got on a call. But this was pretty much it. I would just reply. I would apply to the job, something like this. Then they would reply being like, yeah, I want to chat. I'd get on the phone with them, and that's when I would pitch my offer. So I think over the course of my career, I only got paid via Upwork maybe like 5 or 6 times from clients. So whenever I got them on the phone, I would pitch them, and then I would say that the payment would be made via Stripe or via PayPal. And I honestly, in the beginning, I thought like, oh, that's going to create a lot of resistance. But it genuinely didn't. Like, most people were okay because most people know that Upwork charge like a big fee and they know that I don't get the full money. So once I just explain like, yeah, payment is done via, Stripe or, PayPal or whatever, and I explain that Upwork take a big percentage, so I'd have to charge them more if we did it via Upwork. They were on. I didn't even have to explain it was via Upwork. Most of the time, I just pitched them, and they would be like, "Hey, how do you want me to pay?" And I would send them the invoice, just as if they were a regular client that I've approached through cold outreach. So most of them never even questioned me charging them with an invoice. I think a few of them were like, "For the first month, can we do it on Upwork just to be safe?" Which was totally fine. So I did that. But again, like, just because you find the client on Upwork doesn't mean you have to get paid via Upwork and do an hourly rate or anything like that. I would apply for the job, and on my profile, I think it said like my rate is like $20 an hour, right? But I would get on the call and I would pitch them, I think the most I pitched an Upwork client was $1,500 a month. So again, it's not like fucking crazy money, but I wasn't like, that first client that I signed was $20 an hour, and he paid me about $500 a month on average, which is obviously low. But after I got a bit of confidence and understood kind of like how it worked, I would just pitch anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500, depending on the client and how much work it would be. I got one client that had multiple e-commerce brands, and they paid me 2 lots of $1,500 a month to manage ads. So that one client, effectively, even though I was working across multiple brands, they were paying me like $3,000 a month at one point. So like, you can make okay money. Like, you can earn money that would replace a full-time income just on Upwork, right? And again, it's not just Facebook ads. Like, I also got like copywriting clients. So I remember like, even I got paid per project. I had this one client that I would write their Facebook ads for them, and they were actually an agency. So they would outsource the Facebook ad creation to me, and they'd pay me anywhere between like $200 to $300 per project. And I would get like 2 to 3 projects a month. So again, they were bringing in anywhere between like $500 to $1,000 a month. And again, not fucking incredible money, but like for me who didn't have any money and I had no job and no income, earning $2,000 to $5,000 per month was like a fucking dream. Because at that time, it allowed me to leave the UK. I lived in Medellin in Colombia, being a typical digital nomad. And I was earning, for me at the time anyway, I felt good earning, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. Obviously now, I wouldn't really like that situation. But back then, it was a good situation for me. I was traveling, I was living in a nice place, and I didn't have a boss, and life was good, honestly. I was actually pretty happy during that time. So this is basically just how I did it. And again, it's not going to be like a long-term solution for you guys, but if you just want to get to $2,000 to $5,000 a month, then this is a really, really easy way to do it. And again, like, this wasn't perfect. My profile wasn't perfect. This message isn't perfect. These case studies, like, this is the guy who I worked for. So let's just see, this is me celebrating his 2 Comma Club award. But obviously, again, this message was from May 2020. So like, in the beginning, all I had was like a slide that had this on it. And that was pretty much it. I think I'd screenshotted a few funnel results. And further down, when I had more clients, I had like Facebook ad screenshots, and I had some like, copy screenshots. But, it's like the most basic, not even a proper portfolio, just literally just me screenshotting some ClickFunnels accounts and sticking them on a Google slide and being like, this is my case study. So it's really basic, really amateur, but like I said, it got me my start. And I tried, again, like outreaching 1 to 2 months where I was like doing cold email, cold DMs, all that stuff. Couldn't get a client. Literally just got on Upwork, applied for a job. Because again, like with Upwork, the clients are effectively coming to you. Like, you're outreaching to people and you don't even know if they need or want your service. Whereas on Upwork, they're literally raising their hand and being like, hey, I'm looking for a media buyer, right? So if you can go to them and be like, hey, I'm a media buyer and I can help you, then it's very, very easy to close a sale. Like, they're not even sales calls. You just get on and they're just vetting you as a person, honestly. Like, and as soon as they got on the phone with me and they realized that like I had half an idea of what I was talking about and I was a normal person and I was polite and I was just seem like a regular, trustworthy person, which I believe I am, and I believe I come across like that as well, it was very easy to get them to hire me because they were, again, the competition was really low. The competition on Upwork, really low, really poor standard. So if you can just show that you're a normal person, then and show that you can be trusted, then you're going to get the jobs. And like I said, you can charge a little bit extra because they feel like they trust you more. And again, I didn't sign any clients that paid me, 5 to 10K per month or anything like that. All of those clients that I've got previously are like from referrals or a few from cold outreach. But again, if you're just looking for your start, again, the title of this video, I think, is going to be, $500 a month client. So if you want that and you want a quick and easy way to do it, then try this out. Any questions or anything about Upwork or how it works, just let me know in the comments. I will get back to you guys. And yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.